Chapter 7. Delaying Family Separation, Legal and Community-Based Strategies Fighting for Family Unity. The struggle to keep love intact. When Maria received the notice to appear, it wasn't just her life that hung in the balance, it was her family's. Her 2 children, both U.S. citizens, sat at the kitchen table clutching her hands, asking questions she couldn't answer. "Will they take you away, Mama? What about us?" The fear in their voices echoed the terror in her heart. But Maria knew one thing: she would fight. Family unity is not just a moral right, it's a fundamental human right. Yet, the immigration system often treats families as collateral damage in its relentless pursuit of deportation quotas. This chapter explores the strategies families can use to stay together during deportation proceedings, turning fear into action and despair into determination. 1. Understanding the stakes. Deportation doesn't just remove individuals, it rips apart the fabric of families. Parents are separated from children, spouses from each other, siblings torn apart by borders and bureaucracies. Children in crisis. U.S.-born children of deported parents often face foster care placement, emotional trauma, and financial instability. Ripple effects. The absence of a parent or caregiver destabilizes entire households, creating cycles of poverty and displacement. But the fight for family unity is not hopeless. Legal strategies, community advocacy, and preparation can protect families from the worst outcomes. 2. Legal strategies to keep families together. The U.S. immigration system includes pathways, however narrow, for families to fight for unity. Understanding these options is critical. Family-based visas. Immediate relatives. U.S. citizens can petition for spouses, parents, and unmarried children under 21. These visas are not subject to annual quotas, making them faster than other categories. Preference categories. Green card holders can petition for certain relatives, though these cases often face longer wait times due to quotas. Example: Maria's eldest son, a U.S. citizen, filed a petition for her. While her case was pending, her attorney used the petition as evidence of her deep ties to the country. Cancellation of removal. Cancellation of removal allows certain immigrants in removal proceedings to apply for relief and remain in the U.S. Eligibility requirements: 10 years of continuous physical presence in the U.S. Good moral character. Proof that removal would cause exceptional and extremely unusual hardship to a U.S. citizen or lawful permanent resident spouse, child, or parent. U visas for victims of certain crimes, such as domestic violence or human trafficking. A U visa can provide a pathway to legal status while strengthening the family's case. Example: Rosa, a survivor of domestic violence, worked with her attorney to obtain a U visa. This allowed her to remain with her children and rebuild her life. Deferred action for childhood arrivals, DACA. While DACA doesn't offer permanent protection, it can delay deportation for eligible individuals and provide work authorization, helping families maintain stability. 3. Keeping families informed and involved. Legal strategies are only part of the equation. Families must work together, stay informed, and advocate for each other. Document family ties. Collect evidence of your relationship, such as birth certificates, marriage licenses, and photos. Gather letters of support from teachers, employers, religious leaders, or community members. Prepare a family action plan. Identify a point person who will manage communication with attorneys, gather documents, and coordinate family efforts. Discuss plans for childcare, financial management, and emotional support if detention occurs. Engage the community advocacy groups. Organizations like Raíces, United We Dream, and the ACLU can provide resources and support. Religious institutions. Churches, mosques, and synagogues often offer sanctuary and legal assistance. Schools and social workers. Many schools have programs to support children of detained or deported parents. 4. Fighting deportation through hardship claims. Proving that deportation would cause exceptional and extremely unusual hardship can be one of the most powerful tools in keeping families together. Build your case. Medical hardship. If a family member has a medical condition that requires care unavailable in the deportee's home country, this can strengthen your claim. Educational disruption. Demonstrate how deportation would harm a child's education, especially if they have special needs. Emotional impact. Provide testimony from therapists, teachers, or religious leaders about the emotional toll deportation would take on your family. Real stories of hardship. Victor's case. A father of 3, Victor's attorney argued that his US-born children would lose access to critical speech therapy if he were deported. The evidence persuaded the judge to grant cancellation of removal. 5. The power of advocacy. The fight for family unity is not won in isolation. Advocacy and community mobilization can amplify individual efforts and push back against an unjust system. Community support networks. Rapid response teams. Local groups trained to intervene during ICE raids and support families in crisis. Sanctuary movements. Religious institutions and community organizations that provide shelter and resources. Public campaigns. Petitions and media coverage. Families can use public campaigns to draw attention to their cases and pressure authorities to grant relief. Example. The Lopez family used social media to garner thousands of signatures on a petition, resulting in a stay of deportation for their father. 6. Emotional resilience. In the fight, the battle for family unity is emotionally grueling. Parents worry about their children's futures, while children struggle with fear and uncertainty. Building resilience is essential. Therapy and counseling. Seek support for children and adults to process their emotions and strengthen their resolve. Focus on small wins. Celebrate every step forward, no matter how small. Stay connected. Maintain routines, family traditions, and open communication to preserve bonds during stressful times. 7. Real stories of family resilience. Maria's fight. After receiving her notice to appear, Maria worked tirelessly with her attorney and community. Her son's family-based petition became the cornerstone of her case. With letters of support from her church and school, Maria convinced the court that her deportation would irreparably harm her children. She won her case and stayed with her family. The Gonzalez family. When ICE detained Carlos Gonzalez, his wife, Elena, mobilized their community. Neighbors rallied around the family, organizing fundraisers for legal fees and writing letters of support. Their advocacy paid off when Carlos was granted a bond hearing and released. 8. Key takeaways for families. Act early. The sooner you begin building your case, the better your chances of success. Stay organized. Keep all documents, evidence, and contacts in one place. Seek support. You don't have to fight alone. Lean on your community, attorney, and advocacy groups. Turn the page. Keep fighting. The battle for family unity is one of the hardest fights you'll face, but it is also one of the most important. The next section explores how to navigate the aftermath of deportation while keeping your family connected and strong. Turn the page. Your story is far from over.